criticize, I analyze, I am the eyes. Yeah, they stand in lie, I stand in truth. That's my I am alive, I am alive, I am alive. I channel God, the frequency lives inside. Delinquencies leap aside, just look inside. I promise you'll find bodies the synagogue. You lie to self, then you sin to God. I take the end of lives, put it in a loop, then I tie a knot. This eternal life, this is Heka'u. We can never die, we are immortalized. They live mortal lives. I am more than man, I have God inside. Whoa. Opened the door and then I got inside. Found my inner child, gave him a hug, told him I love him, we gon' be alright. And then I gave a smile, you made me more than proud. Shed some tears, let us scream aloud, a stand in pride. Grabbed his hand, it was the hand of God, our fingers five. Double time, we put hands to sky. Raise them high, raise them high. This is dua. Praise himself, praise each other. Praise to health, that is the root to wealth. Praise comes from per, and it means to sell. See, that's what preachers do, buying souls, selling hell. Disguised as heaven, pushing P. Differences between prophet and prophecy. The Bible is a prop to see the lies of man, portraying God open-eyed to see. Telling tales of wanderings, I've been wondering, they don't know that we're the real wonders. Miracles, when I speak it thunders, literal. You feel it under your flesh when your organs start to rumble. Heartbeat, you're listening to vibrations as my heart speaks. Stretch minds, I have far reach. Raj General, this is our me. This is pinnacle. Step on sinister. Everyone is demons these days. Trust me, once you step to us, you will not leave as you came. See, we ain't the same, raising names. Real fame comes from Ba. It means to speak, to say. I have lots to say. My ancestors taught me how to pray. Ask and receive. Given that you live in reciprocity, our Ba shall speak through you to give our message of praise. Hands raised. This is dua. This is dua. Light body emerges Kaaba. Give me high five. Hands up. This ain't a stick up. This is dua. Giving praise. They're only giving praise when they receive a raise. Like thank God. I receive a raise as I rise up every single day. Raise comes from res, giving life the sun's rays, hands embrace. Consciousness extinct, even the ones who think they are woke are still asleep. Resi means to watch and it deals with what you see. Resi means to dream and it's the tongue of the speech. Watch what you speak, bring dreams to reality. Watch tower, watch me tower over with power. This is more than album, this is pure magic. Creation vibrations, layers on layers. Prayers on prayers, demon slayers, soul cakes of fire, caught up in a rapture like I need a baker. The Lord has risen, watch the bread rise, to give sustenance. I've seen death eyes, the moon is my left eye. Praise Yah, dua. This is House of Atef. I don't have a mask on, I'll tell you all what happened. I see they got the facts wrong, flow fluid. Walk with ancestors like Anpu is. Who's this? Greek named Anubis. Prove it. I see bodies walking around soulless, clueless. Ani Pata, don't compare me to Steve Jobs. Call me Pata Sakar. If you need to do more research, search Ray. Hands in vagina plays when pray. Spitting seeds into the womb to birth and raise. See, that's parades. Give thanks like it's in your hands. Collecting plates, ancient stele. Step through fire, see we trailblaze. Fate and faith, this is knowledge. Facts or flip or fake. Tell me what's at stake to give thanks. Hands raised, this is dua. This is dua. Light body emerges Kaaba. Give me high five. Hands up. This ain't a stick up. This is dua.
SCRIIBE.
Scribble Sessions Volume 1. For the record. Open your eye in alignment with time and you'll see the truth like it's a physical thing. From the darkness I arise, so it's not a surprise when you learn of the light that I bring. As above, so below, I find a rhythm and flow as I grow with the pendulum swing. This is the matrix where everyone's faking they sleep here in life while we wake up in dreams. Shedding the skin like a serpent, this work makes it worse at attaining a purpose. While searching internal, examine what all is in me. Most will not make it, their soul cannot take it. Reality shaking, you've seen what I've seen. Reap what you sow with the weavers of speech, achievers, and this is the read 'em and weed 'em. You cannot read them, vibrations that none of them speak. Walking medu netter, light is feather is heavy. To learn that your will isn't free, netter willing, I continue to lead with my ebas. I'm sweeping my consciousness clean, training in realms that are unseen. My aura is summing, set fire to all of the fiends. Stand on my Atef is all seeing eye. We supply 93, that means we are supreme. Healing through tones on my senses, connecting and this year wealthy is health, this is green. This is illusion, reality veiled in delusion. Thoughts become intrusive, it's foolish to not know by now that it ain't what it seems. This is way more than belief. I see clearly the lies. My six senses of sight are hypnotized. No wonder everyone sleeps. Open your eyes. It's time to set off the alarm. The performance self-harm. Don't you know you're a star? God in human form and you rise with the beast. More than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I say, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper. Seeing the state of the planet, the damage, the famines expanding beyond your belief. I see they landed, they've handed the people a cannon and aiming it right at your feet. Blowing a hole where you're standing, creating the panic. The tactical planning is deep. Teaching you're only a man and the God is in heaven, the seventh outside of your reach. If you're the question, they'll call you a manic, frantic, erratic, depression, demonic. When you're teaching through the magical speech, they'll call you serpent, the one in the garden. Pardon my knowledge for having the knowledge and prowess to see. He really told the truth to Adam and Eve. You'll have distinction between good and evil if you eat of the fruit of the tree. Now you're a god, open your eye, cleansing yourself so that now you can see. They stole the stories and twisted them like it's a spliff. They put the fire to leaf, I put the fire to speech. I put the fire to heat. We don't do liars and thieves, they just desire to greed. This is my record to keep, this is my throne. You cannot sit in my seat, and I command it. I give more than 10 commandments. This is the law of attraction, and we have infinite stamina. My stage is where I'm standing. This is my art, God is in me. I only keep goddesses with me. They are the magical beings, they are the holy ones, birthing the gods. We're overcoming the odds. We are the even and odd. They're in the odds, we're in the all. Ancestors answer my prayers, forever grateful. I will forever say thank you. Inspiration to awake the sleepers. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I say, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I say, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper.
Prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundations of Maat, and may you rise and come forth as conscious flame, like the divine Ra, who rise and shine forevermore. Maat.
I look outside in awe, I see our people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lead, though flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. Look outside in awe, I see our people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lead, though flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. I am him, king, crown, rings, that's who I am in. Mindset of when fighting jinns, sword swang, samurai, I am Shem. Suhor, son of Heheru, I am him. King, crown, rings, that's who I am in. Mindset of when fighting jinns, sword swang, samurai, I am Shem. Suhor, son of Heheru. Words powerful, Hekau. See proof, you can feel the roots. Gone, just look up, I am proof. Breaking doors down, make some room. But I is now speaking through me and trust me.
Welcome to the House of ATEN. Ancient Tehutian Teachings of the Natiru presents the Quarrel of Apep and Seknenre and the Capture of Joppa, read by the mighty Atef Maat. Before I introduce the brothers on the panel, we will begin as we do every week with our wonderful Nefer affirmation. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Anki in Maat, Un NS, Nintet or Set in Maat, Menhepapet in Maat, Her in Huqi, PRE-COMMNETARY. I live for Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love, everybody. This is Study Guide Sundays. I'm going to introduce the great brothers on the panel. First, I'm going to introduce the great brother Menkur Mary Maat. He's a student of the master teacher Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra and a follower of Maat. Menkur is the head, the festivities organizer in the House of ATEN, cultural enlightenment advisor and teacher, developer of the pathways to awakening, a director and producer of documentaries, a researcher of ancient civilizations, and a researcher of the knowledge of spells. Next, we have the mighty Dejed Sajem, Primordial Thought 9, is a seeker of divine wisdom, the wisdom with universal structure, the wisdom that remains the same from every perspective, the wisdom that adapts to any interaction, the wisdom that creates silence, the wisdom that sustains the House of ATEN. Next, we have the mighty scribe Ani Patah Aten Tehuti, is a teacher of knowledge, a spoken word artist, a creator awakening the sleepers and healing the chosen ones through sound vibrational tone and conscious thought. He's the Sab, the wisdom door opener, and the lead organizer here at the House of ATEN. And your presenter for the night, I am the mighty Atef Maat, esteemed brethren, as a devoted disciple of the master teacher Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. I humbly serve you as your guide and host within the sacred halls of the House of ATEN. Each week we gather to immerse ourselves in the profound teachings of Maat, embarking on a journey of enlightenment. Within this sanctuary, we explore the depths of truth, drawn from the wisdom of ancient artifacts and the profound teachings passed down by the great Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. My commitment extends beyond these gatherings. As a true-hearted devotee, I strive to live and breathe the principles of Maat, showing love for my people and resonating with the sacred vibrations of Medu Neter. I stand as a steadfast guardian of Maat, protecting the sacred laws that govern our existence within the House of ATEN. Welcome everybody to Study Guide Sunday. Peace, great brothers. How y'all feeling?
Peace. Feeling good, great brother. Definitely. Man, it's been a lot of Mary going on, man. A lot of love. Shouts out to the HOA. Shouts out to our great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. Shouts out to everybody who's in the chat. Shouts out to all our supporters. Yeah, man, we've been doing good, man. Just getting prepped for all set. You know, everything just about ready. HOA showed a lot of great Mary, throwing surprise baby showers, giving much love. Everybody, they doing the virtual baby shower. Everybody just showing all kind of love, man, all kind of Mary. Appreciate everybody, man, and hey, I'll say it's on her way soon. Definitely grateful. Want to give much dua to the Natiru for looking over us and just building, restructuring a lot of things. And I can't give enough dua to the Natiru for all that they do to sustain me and my out. So, but yeah, man, I'm very grateful, man. Feeling good. How about y'all brothers, man? How y'all feeling?
Yes, Hotep Hinu, great brothers. I am Acker. I love how Atef, in his introduction, he said, esteemed brethren. That was fire. But yeah, I am excellent, great brother. Wonderful. Excited to see what the great Atef from Maat put together for us, and I'm looking forward to listening to some dialogue between Cynthia Pseudo and what was the other name of the other character you got?
Cynthia Pseudo and Matthew Mythology. It's so Cynthia Pseudo is she's just the MC, man. She don't want to get in the ring. She's just the MC. And then it's Matthew Mythology and Christina, the Christian you know.
Okay, so yes, I'm looking forward to this, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So how you doing, great brother Tefrem Kim?
Wonderful, great brother. I'm doing well, you know, just busy too. It was a great class yesterday. Saba did an excellent class yesterday. Phenomenal breakdown. And I just been working on my presentation, just trying to figure out all these buttons. You know, I don't know what's going on, so I'm just trying to put something together. And yeah, I'm doing well, brother. You know, family as well. It was good to see my brother, spend a little bit of time behind the scenes with my brother, you know, as they did some wonderful things for him and his mate and soon to be child. So, you know, I'm feeling good, brother. It's good. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, that's the A'ut that, you know, there's a difference, you know. I always like to point this out, you know, what's taking place here, the House of ATEN, and you know, this is different. So it's a beautiful thing, and peace and love to everyone who is with us and who is also watching on the playback. Peace and love to you. Everyone, make sure you hit the like button while you are here, and share this to your social media platforms. So yes, houseofaten.org. Go support. We have merch. We have so many things there. That is the home website for House of ATEN, and all of the classes, everything that we're doing is all organized for everyone there on the website. So be sure to go visit and support there. And the great Amun Ka post our great moderator post the support links, and those are also pinned to the top, and it's also in the bio right below. So Tua, and yeah, dua to everyone who supports these classes and the House of ATEN as a whole, which there's a multiplicity of processes that take place with the support and what all that means, right? And the word mer, the word mer is means to support. It is to create a partisan or patron of a particular thing, which then of course is the same word that creates love, meri, to the beloved. And so I'm very thankful for those who are within that frequency and support this. So tua to everyone for that. Support what the great brothers are doing, what we're doing here, and the advancing of presentations, the keparah of what you see taking place before you is a lot of work. So dua to the great brothers here, and sending much love to Miku Ara. Hope you are Ucha, great brother, and may you be in complete Hotep, great brother. So sending you much love, and Marie. And so yes, before we get started, let's share the screen here. Here's the support links for those who would like to just scan the QR code. If you're watching on your TV or on your computer screen, you can just scan this code and it'll take you directly to the support. So Tua, and yeah, so that's it. I'll keep it short for this, and let the great brother go into his presentation. Dejed, if you have anything you want to build on, great brother, I'll pass it to you. Give you the mic, great brother, and you can speak.
Hey, hold up, peace. No, we good. I'm ready for what's her name? Cynthia Pseudo, Matthew Mythology. What do you say? What was her name? Christian Christensen. Okay, okay. Yeah, no, I'm very curious on what they got to say. It's a lot of Maat that's been going on around here. And I know these individuals' words are always so highly valued, and so I'm very curious to see what they got to speak on, brother. So the floor is yours, great brother. Atef, Rim, Kim, Maat, Atef.
To a great brother, yeah, I'll let them know what you said. Definitely, thank you for those words, and yeah, I'm definitely looking ready to see what they got to say too. Sometimes I don't know.
Okay, so yes, we'll pass it to you, great brother. I'll put you on the big screen. So yes, again, to everyone for supporting. Everyone hit the like button. And yeah, enjoy what the great Atef from Kim Maat is going to be bringing forward. So peace and love.
Otep, peace, great people. I'll be reading from ancient Egyptian literature. William Kelly Simpson, this book right here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me hold it up. This great book right here. William Kelly Simpson. It's a pretty big book. It's a great book. And I was reading from this book and a few other books that Saba had recommended a while back. Y'all know I'm a baby. I just want to learn. And these are really, really, really great books to start. If you're in this frequency, these are other great books that I read from. This is volume 2, Merriam Litchum's. Hold it up. Volume 2, Merriam Litchum's. A great book. It's called Ancient Egyptian Literature. And that's a 3-volume set. But this one right here, this one big fat one, this will get you squared a little bit. So I'm gonna start with the story of Joppa, and I was flipping through the pages and reading different stories as I was being inspired to what I'm gonna do my presentations on. But then Ani asked me which ones are the most important to me, or something to that effect. And I told him all of them are. So it was very ironic because that same day I had decided that I was just going to start at the first page on the book, because all the stories are important, but I was jumping around because some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. So I was trying to find something to space it out to give us enough time, to create a show where I'm just not making a YouTube short or something. So this is 2 stories. This is an example of that. This is 2 stories that are pretty short. The Capture of Joppa is one of them, page 72, Ancient Egyptian Literature. And then the first story is called Apophis, and that's on page 69. 2 short stories. So all I want to do is learn. So there's my presentation. I hope you guys like it. Put a lot of energy and a lot of work into it. So let me see if I can set it up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another wonderful show. My name is Cynthia Sudo, and our hosts for tonight, Matthew Mythology and the wonderful Christina the Christian Christensen. Atef will be reading Ancient Egyptian Literature by W. Iliam Kelly Simpson, page 69. The Quarrel of Apep and Seknenre, followed by the capture of Joppa, page 72. Get out your pen and pad and let's listen into the show.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going back in time to ancient Egypt during a period known as the Second Intermediate Period. It was a time of turmoil and division. And you're about to uncover a story that embodies this chaotic era. The Quarrel of Apep and Seknenre.
Oh, it's a pleasure to delve into this fascinating period with you. I'm an Egyptologist, and I've spent years studying the intricacies of this era. Hotep.
All right, so to set the scene, imagine Egypt divided. The Hyksos, a foreign power ruling Lower Egypt from their capital, Avaris, while native Egyptian rulers held on in the south, with Thebes as their stronghold. Our main players are Apep, the Hyksos king, and Seknenre, a powerful Egyptian ruler.
Indeed, this division created a volatile situation, and as you'll soon discover, even a seemingly insignificant event could ignite a firestorm.
Hotep. We're talking about a complaint, a really strange one, involving hippopotami. It seems Apep was quite bothered by the noise these creatures were making. In Thebes, hundreds of miles away from his palace in Avaris.
Ah, yes, the infamous hippopotamus complaint. It might seem like a trivial matter, but you see, it was anything but. This complaint was a carefully crafted message. A way for Apep to assert his dominance over Seknenre was a power play, pure and simple. Hotep. They forget that we are the real champions.
So he wasn't actually losing sleep over hippo noise.
Precisely. This wasn't about the actual animals. Imagine this. You're a powerful ruler, and another ruler sends you a complaint about something utterly ridiculous and impossible to control. What message does that send, Hotep?
It's a way of saying, I'm in control and you're not. It's about humiliation, isn't it?
Exactly. It was a way for Apep to undermine Seknenre's authority and legitimacy in the eyes of the Egyptian people by making this outlandish demand. He was effectively saying, I have the right to dictate even the most absurd things, and you have no choice but to obey, Hotep.
It's like a king complaining about the noise of seagulls in a neighboring kingdom.
Yeah.
Absolutely unreasonable.
Indeed. The sources describe this as an ATEN, a figure of speech that uses hyperbole or impossibility to emphasize a point. It's like saying, I'll pay you when pigs fly. The point is not the literal action, but the underlying message of power and control. Hotep.
This hippopotamus demand might seem absurd, but it's actually a brilliant political tactic, and it reveals a lot about the tension between the Hyksos and the native Egyptians at the time. You mentioned this was a volatile situation, a powder keg ready to explode.
Absolutely. See, this wasn't just a clash of rulers. It was a clash of cultures, of religions, of ways of life. The Hyksos, despite ruling parts of Egypt, remained distinct from the native population. They had their own customs, their own gods, their own ways of governing Hotep. They forget that we are the real champions.
Speaking of gods, the sources mentioned Akos was devoted to Seth.
Yes. Apophis exclusively worshipped Seth, a god often associated with chaos and violence. This was a stark contrast to the religious practices of most Egyptians who worshipped a pantheon of gods, with Amun-Re at the forefront, Hotep.
That's a pretty bold move, religiously and politically, especially in a land known for its diverse pantheon.
Indeed.
Yeah.
This religious difference wasn't just a matter of personal belief. It was a symbol of the Hyksos otherness, their separation from the cultural and religious fabric of Egypt by exclusively worshiping Seth. Apep was making a statement. He was different. He was powerful, and he wasn't afraid to flaunt it. Hotep.
And where does Seknenre fit into all of this? The sources mention his allegiance to Amun-Re.
Seknenre, on the other hand, seems to have been a devout follower of Amun-Re, the king of the gods in the Egyptian pantheon. This religious allegiance further solidified his position as a champion of native Egyptian culture and a symbol of resistance against the Hyksos, Hotep.
Yeah.
They forget that we are the real champions.
So we have Apophis, the Seth-worshipping Hyksos king sending this outrageous complaint to Seknenre, the Amon-Re devotee trying to hold on to power in the south. Sounds like the setup for an epic showdown.
It is a classic clash, a struggle for power and legitimacy played out against the backdrop of cultural and religious tension. The quarrel, as this story is.
Cool.
Gives us a glimpse into the complexities of this era. But unfortunately, the original papyrus containing the tale breaks off at a crucial moment. Hotep.
A cliffhanger. You're telling me we don't know how Seknenre responded to Apophis' provocation?
We don't have a written record of his immediate reaction, no. But the story doesn't end there. Other sources, including Seknenre's own mummy, provide some intriguing clues about what might have transpired. Hotep, Seknenre's mummy, discovered in the 19th century, bears silent witness to a violent end. Examinations reveal 5 severe head wounds, clearly indicating a brutal death. Hotep.
His mummy, you're saying his body tells the rest of the story?
Indeed. The injuries on his skull, specifically the deep penetrating wounds, are consistent with those inflicted by a Hyksos battle axe. This strongly suggests that Seknenre died fighting the Hyksos. Hotep.
So the Hippo complaint wasn't just a symbolic gesture. It seems it might have been the catalyst for an actual war.
It's certainly plausible. The quarrel, though fragmentary, hints at a much larger conflict brewing beneath the surface. Remember, this was a time of immense tension with the Hyksos seeking to expand their control and the native Egyptians resisting their rule. Hotep. They forget that we are the real champions.
Seknenre faced an impossible choice: submit to this ridiculous demand and legitimize Hyksos rule, or defy Apophis and risk war. What do you think? What would you have done in his position?
It's a difficult question to answer. On one hand, submission would have been seen as weakness, a betrayal of his role as a protector of Egypt. On the other hand, defiance meant risking everything, including his life. Hotep.
He chose defiance.
Yeah.
And it ultimately cost him his life. But did his death actually change anything? Did it have a lasting impact?
Absolutely. While Seknenre's reign was cut short, his defiance seems to have been a catalyst for the eventual expulsion of the Hyksos. He became a martyr, a symbol of Egyptian resistance. His death, likely in battle against the Hyksos, rallied the people and inspired future generations to fight for their freedom. Hotep.
So in a way, Seknenre's death paved the way for the eventual liberation of Egypt.
Precisely. His sons, Kamose and Ahmose took up the mantle of leadership and continued the struggle against the Hyksos. Kamose in particular led several successful military campaigns against the Hyksos, pushing them back and liberating several Egyptian cities. Hotep. They forget that we are the real champions.
Kamose was like a proto-liberator, laying the groundwork for the complete expulsion of the Hyksos.
Exactly. And he was succeeded by his brother, Ahmose I, who became the founder of the 18th dynasty. And the true architect of the Hyksos expulsion. He managed to drive them out of Egypt completely, reuniting the country after decades of division. Hotep.
And that marks the beginning of a whole new era for Egypt.
Yes. Ahmose I's reign marked the beginning of the New Kingdom, a period of immense power, prosperity, and cultural flourishing for Egypt. Think of the iconic pharaohs that followed: Hatshepsut, Thutmose III, Akhenaten, Tutankhamun, Ramesses II. All of them were part of this dynasty that Ahmose I founded. Hotep.
So the story of the quarrel, this seemingly insignificant dispute over hippopotamus noise, actually set in motion a chain of events that led to the rise of one of the most powerful and influential dynasties in Egyptian history.
It's not an exaggeration to say that. It's a testament to how seemingly small events can have a ripple effect on history. Apophis, with his audacious complaint, unintentionally sparked a rebellion. Seknenre's defiance, even in death, inspired a generation of liberators, and ultimately it was Ahmose who finished the job, driving out the Hyksos and ushering in a new era for Egypt. Hotep. They forget that we are the real champion.
But what about Apophis? What happened to him?
Unfortunately, the sources are relatively silent about Apophis's ultimate fate. We know he ruled for a considerable period, at least 18 years, based on archaeological evidence and likely longer. But the details of his final years and his death remain a mystery.
Hotep, another historical cliffhanger. It's almost like he vanishes from the story.
History can be frustratingly incomplete at times, but that's also part of its allure. It invites us to piece together the fragments, to ponder the possibilities, to use our imagination to fill in the gaps. Hotep.
Speaking of piecing things together, the sources mention Seknenre's wife, Hotep the First.
Yeah.
What role did she play in all of this?
Hotep was more than just Seknenre's wife. She was a powerful figure in her own. Some scholars suggest she acted as a regent after Seknenre's death, guiding the resistance against the Hyksos until her sons were old enough to take a charge. Hotep. They forget that we are the real champions.
So she was like the power behind the throne.
Okay.
Keeping the flame of rebellion.
Precisely. We have archaeological evidence, like a stela dedicated to her that portrays her as a warrior queen, a strong leader who played a crucial role in the fight against the Hyksos. She even received a prestigious military decoration, the Golden Flies, for her service to the country. Hotep.
Golden flies. What were those?
The Golden Flies were a high military honor in ancient Egypt, often awarded for exceptional bravery and leadership on the battlefield. Think of them as the equivalent of a modern day this Medal of Honor, Hotep.
So Hotep wasn't just a figurehead. She was actively involved in the fight against the Hyksos. She and Seknenre were
quite the power couple.
Indeed. They both stood against the Hyksos, and though it ultimately cost Seknenre his life, their legacy lived on in their sons. Hotep alongside Seknenre, and instilled in their sons a deep sense of patriotism and a burning desire to free their land from foreign rule. And it was their sons, KOMOS and AMOS at first, who ultimately fulfilled that dream, securing their parents' place in Egyptian history as heroes who paved the way for the reunification of their country. Hotep, they forget that we are the real champions. It's incredible how this one story, the Quarrel of Apep and Seknenre, encapsulates so much of what was happening during the second intermediate period. Hotep, it's a microcosm of the era, indeed. Showcasing the Hyksos domination, the Egyptian resistance to the clash of cultures and religions, and ultimately the struggle for liberation.
It also shows us how historical sources can be tricky.
We started with a complaint about hippos, which seemed ridiculous. But as we dug deeper, it became a clue to a much larger power struggle, a clash of religions, and ultimately a conflict that led to war.
Hotep. Like a historical puzzle. And sometimes the strangest pieces turn out to be the most important. We may never know exactly what transpired between Apophis and Seknenre, or the full extent of Hotep IV's role. But by combining the texts, the inscriptions, and the archaeological evidence, we can get a much richer understanding of this crucial period in Egyptian history.
Precisely. And it's important to remember that history is constantly being reinterpreted as new evidence emerges. What we understand today about this period might be revised tomorrow with a new discovery. That's what makes studying history so exciting. It's a continuous journey of discovery and reevaluation.
It makes you wonder what other stories are hidden beneath the sands of Egypt, waiting to be unearthed and reinterpreted. Oh, I have no doubt there are countless stories yet to be discovered. Each new artifact, each new inscription can potentially rewrite our understanding of the past. That's the beauty of history. It's a living, breathing subject, Hotep.
You know, we've covered a lot of ground in this. Deep dive, power, struggles, religious tensions, hippopotamus, complaints, and ultimately a fight for freedom. It's fascinating how these seemingly disparate pieces fit together to tell a story about this turning point in Egyptian history.
And it reminds us that history isn't just about dates and battles. It's about people, their choices, their struggles, and their legacies. The story of Seknenre, Hotep, KOMOS, and AMOS I shows us that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, the human spirit can
triumph.
Hotep. They forget that we are the real champions.
Well said. We've explored the Quarrel of Apep and Seknenre, and I think we've provided our listener with a lot to think about. Do you have any final words of wisdom before we wrap up this deep dive?
I would simply encourage our listeners to never stop questioning, never stop exploring. History is full of surprises, and the most rewarding discoveries often come when we delve beneath the surface and challenge ourselves to understand the complexities of the past.
Hotep. That's a great note to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Quarrel of Apophis and Seknenre. We'll be back soon with another stack of fascinating sources, ready to uncover another intriguing chapter in history.
The Quarrel of Apophis and Seknenre. For nearly a century, Asiatic Hyksos rulers and their vassals had dominated Tamari, controlling the Delta and Middle Kemet. This fragment of a Ramesside historical romance presents the origins of the conflict between Thebes in the south and the Hyksos king Apophis. At a time when Thebes was still tributary to the Hyksos, King Apophis, seeking to agitate the Theban ruler Seknenre, sends a fantastic complaint regarding hippopotamuses at Thebes, creating so much noise that Hyksos citizens were unable to sleep. The lost continuation of this tale may have provided more substantive immediate causes for the war that ensued. Examination of King Seknenre Sahue has revealed that his violent death resulted from wounds received from a Hyksos-type battle axe, suggesting that he died in battle against the Hyksos. It came to pass that the land of Egypt was in misery, as there was no lord, Ankh-Uja-Seneb, functioning as a proper king of the time. It happened that King Seknenre, Ankh-Uja-Seneb, was but ruler, life, prosperity, and health of the southern city, and misery was in the city of the Asiatics, while Prince Apophis, life, prosperity, and health, was in Avaris, and the entire land paid tribute to him, delivering their taxes in full, as well as bringing all good produce of Egypt. So King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health, adopted Seth for himself as Lord, and he refused to serve any god that was in the entire land except Seth. He built a temple of fine workmanship for eternity next to the house of King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health. And he appeared at break of day in order to sacrifice daily to Seth, while the officials of the palace, life, prosperity, and health, carried garlands exactly as is practiced in the temple of PRE-COMMNETARY. Now as for King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health, it was his wish to send an inflammatory message to King Seknenre, life, prosperity, and health, the prince of the southern city. And many days after this, King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health, had the high officials of his palace summoned, and he proposed to them that a messenger should be sent to the prince of the southern city with a complaint concerning the river, but he was unable to compose it himself. Thereupon his scribes and wise men and high officials said, O sovereign, life, prosperity, and health, our Lord, demand that there be a withdrawal from the lagoon of hippopotamuses, which is in the east sector of the city, because they don't let sleep come to us either in the daytime or at night, for the noise of them is in our ears. And King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health, answered them, saying, I shall send a message to the prince of the southern city command, that we may assess the power of the God who is with him as protector. He does not rely upon any god that is in the entire land except Amon-Ra, king of the Netru. Now many days after this, King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health, sent to the prince of the southern city with the complaint that his scribes and wise men had concocted for him. And when the messenger of King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health, reached the prince of the southern city, he was taken into the presence of the prince of the southern city. Then one said to the messenger of King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health, why have you been sent to the southern city? Wherefore have you come journeying here? The messenger then answered him, it is King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health,
who has sent me to you in order to say, let there be a withdrawal from the lagoon of hippopotamuses, which is in the east sector of the city, because they don't let sleep come to me either in the daytime or at night, for the noise of them is in his ears. Then the prince of the southern city became stupefied for a long while, remaining unable to render a reply to the messenger of King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health. Finally, the prince of the southern city said to him, is it through this remark that your lord, life, prosperity, and health, would investigate matters regarding the lagoon of hippopotamuses, which is in the east sector of the southern city? Then the messenger answered him, implement the matters for which he sent me. Then the prince of the southern city caused the messenger of King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health, to be taken care of with good things, meat, cakes. The prince of the southern city said to him, go and tell your lord. As for whatever you will tell him, he will do it, so you shall tell him. Then the messenger of King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health, hastened to journey to where his lord, life, prosperity, and health, was. So the prince of the southern city had his high officials summoned, as well as every ranking soldier of his, and he repeated to them every issue concerning which King Apophis, life, prosperity, and health, had sent to him. Then they were uniformly silent for a long while, being unable to answer him, be it good or bad. Then King Apophis sent to. The remainder of the story is lost.
Unraveling the capture of Joppa. Hotep to the House of Aten, and welcome back to Whispers from the Sands, the podcast that delves into the sands of time to uncover the secrets of ancient Kemet, a civilization known for its awe-inspiring Akus, pyramids, its powerful Sahus, mummies, and its influential PRE-COMMNETARYs, pharaohs. But what if I told you that one of the most ingenious military strategies in their history involved something as mundane as baskets? Today, we're unraveling a tale that puts the Trojan horse to shame, a story of cunning, deception, and a military victory secured through sheer audacity. Welcome, everybody. My name is Matthew Mythology.
And I'm his co-host, Christine the Christian Christensen. Baskets in warfare, Matthew? Now, that's certainly not something I've come across in my studies. You've definitely piqued my curiosity. What's the story behind this unusual tactic?
Well, Christine, love the red hair, by the way. It's a tale that predates the famous Trojan horse by centuries, ancestral artifacts over religious opinion. We're talking about the reign of the great pharaoh Thutmose III, a ruler of the 18th dynasty, and his clever general, Jehuti. This story, known as the capture of Joppa, is preserved in ancient Egyptian literature, specifically page 72 in the work compiled by William Kelly Simpson, and it's a masterclass in military deception. Shout out to the great Saba Tehuti, Amun, Hotep, Ra.
Thutmose III, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the most powerful pharaohs of Egypt's New Kingdom, renowned for his extensive military campaigns that expanded the empire's borders. He's often called the Napoleon of Egypt. But I've never heard about this basket strategy. How does it tie into his reign?
You're spot on about Thutmose III, Christine. He was a military genius. During one of his campaigns in the Levant, specifically in the region of Syro-Palestine, he had initially secured the loyalty of the Prince of Joppa, a strategically important coastal city. However, as often happened in these ancient power dynamics, Joppa later rebelled against Egyptian rule. That's where our hero Jehuti comes in. With a plan so audacious, so brilliantly unconventional, it's hard to believe it actually worked.
So we have a rebellion on our hands. A city that needs to be brought back under the pharaoh's control. I'm guessing Jehuti, as one of Thutmose III's trusted generals, was tasked with this delicate mission?
Precisely. And here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. Jehuti came up with a plan that involved 200 baskets. Now, these weren't your average everyday baskets for carrying fruits or vegetables. These were specially crafted large, sturdy baskets, large enough to conceal a fully grown man, a soldier ready for battle. Jehuti, through careful negotiation and a healthy dose of psychological manipulation, convinced the Prince of Joppa to accept these baskets as a gift, a token of goodwill, telling him they contained the first fruits of their servitude, a symbolic offering of submission.
No way. So, he essentially created his own version of the Trojan horse, but instead of a giant wooden horse, he used baskets? That's incredibly clever, not to mention incredibly daring. But how on earth did he manage to get these obviously suspicious baskets into the city without arousing suspicion? I mean, wouldn't the guards be like, hold on a minute, these baskets seem a bit person-sized?
That's where Jehuti's cunning really shines, Christine. He was a master of psychology, and he understood the power of exploiting an enemy's assumptions. He used a combination of psychological manipulation, the element of surprise, and even incorporated a bit of theatrical flair. He played on the Prince of Joppa's pride, his desire to appear strong and in control, even in defeat. He used the weight of his office in doing so. Jehuti went as far as to use Thutmose III's own weapon, a great and powerful baton, a symbol of the pharaoh's authority, as part of his ruse. When he revealed the baton to the Prince of Joppa, he made a grand, dramatic declaration saying, "Look at me, O rebel of Joppa. Here is the great mace of King Menkaperre, the fierce lion, the son of Sekhmet, to whom Amen has given his strength and might." Then, in a shocking move, a calculated act of violence, he used the baton to strike the prince, stunning him and further solidifying the illusion of Egyptian dominance.
Wow, that's quite a bold move. It seems the baton was not just a symbol of the pharaoh's authority, but a practical weapon used to create chaos and assert control. But what happened after that dramatic confrontation? How did the hidden soldiers actually come into play?
Once the baskets were safely inside the city walls, under the cover of night, chaos ensued. The hidden soldiers emerged from their cramped hiding places, weapons drawn. They quickly released their companions, who had been captured as part of the ruse. Together, they overpowered the unsuspecting inhabitants of Joppa, who were completely caught off guard by this sudden and unexpected attack. The ancient text tells us that they captured the townspeople, both young and old, and put them in rope bonds and manacles straight away, securing the city for Thutmose III.
That's an absolutely incredible strategy, so brilliantly executed. It's not amazing to think that this story predates the tale of the Trojan horse by centuries, because the Greek rendition of stories overshadows the truth of ancient cultures. It really highlights the ingenuity of ancient warfare. But I have to ask, Matthew, how reliable is this account? Is it possible that this is more legend than historical fact? A story embellished over time?
That's an excellent question, Christine, and one that historians grapple with when dealing with ancient texts, because they do not live the culture to understand it. They only study it for knowledge and information that they use for oppression and colonization. Pure Isfet. The story is set during the reign of Thutmose III, a very real and well-documented pharaoh. We have numerous inscriptions and records from his reign that confirm his military campaigns and his expansion of the Egyptian empire. Moreover, the story provides valuable insights into the military strategies, the diplomatic relations, and even the social dynamics of the time. Even if some elements are exaggerated or embellished for dramatic effect, it's highly likely that the core of the story is based on real events, a real military campaign that employed a clever and unconventional strategy.
I see. So, It's a blend of historical fact and storytelling, a narrative that captures the imagination while still offering a glimpse into the past. That makes it even more fascinating, doesn't it? It's a factual account, a story that brings history to life.
Absolutely. And it's not just the military aspects that are interesting. The story also gives us glimpses into other aspects of ancient Egyptian life and the wider geopolitical landscape of the time. For example, it mentions chariot horses and the fear of them being stolen by the Apiru, a group that often caused trouble for settled populations.
Apiru? That's not a term I'm familiar with. Who were they, and what was their significance in this context?
The Apiru, sometimes called Habiru or Apiru, were a group of people mentioned in various ancient Near Eastern texts, from Egypt to Mesopotamia. They're often described as nomadic or semi-nomadic outsiders, living on the fringes of established societies. They were sometimes associated with banditry, mercenary work, or even as migrant laborers. They were essentially a stateless people, often viewed with suspicion by the settled populations. Their mention in this story adds another layer of historical context, highlighting the complex social dynamics of the Late Bronze Age. It shows us that the Egyptians were not only concerned with rival kingdoms, but also with these less organized but still potentially disruptive groups.
That's fascinating. It really demonstrates how these ancient texts can provide insights into various aspects of society, not just military affairs, but also social structures, economic activities, and the concerns of the time. It's like a window into a lost world.
Exactly. Now, let's dive a bit deeper into the language used in the text itself. It's full of interesting details that reveal the ideology and worldview of the ancient followers of Maat. Throughout the story, Thutmose III is referred to by his throne name, Menkhep-per-Ra. This name, which roughly translates to established by the form of Ra, or everlasting are the manifestations of Ra, linked the pharaoh directly to Ra, the sun knetter, the supreme deity in the Kemetic pantheon. This emphasized his divine right to rule, his role as a god king. Henu to the Natiru.
So, the pharaoh's name itself was a statement of power, a declaration of his divine authority and his connection to the cosmos. That's really interesting. Were there any other titles or epithets used for him in the text?
Indeed, there were. The text also frequently uses the epithet Ankh Uja Seneb when referring to Thutmose III or other important figures. This phrase, which means life, prosperity, health, was a common way of showing respect, almost like a blessing or a wish for well-being. It's often abbreviated as LPH in modern translations.
So, every time they mentioned the pharaoh, they were essentially wishing him well, invoking blessings upon him? That's a beautiful custom. It really underscores the reverence they had for their rulers, the almost godlike status they held.
Precisely. Now, let's test your understanding, Christine. Can you think of 3 ways the story of Joppa demonstrates the importance of cunning and strategy in ancient warfare, as opposed to just relying on brute force?
Let me think. Well, first, there's the obvious one. The use of deception with the baskets, hiding soldiers inside what appeared to be innocent gifts. Second, there's the psychological manipulation of the Prince of Joppa, playing on his pride and desire for a peaceful resolution. And third, there's the strategic use of the pharaoh's baton, which served as both a symbol of authority to intimidate the prince and a practical weapon to incapacitate him. How did I do?
Excellent analysis, Christine. You've really grasped the key elements of the story, the core principles of this ancient military strategy. Now, let's consider the aftermath of this clever operation. The story ends by stating that the captured inhabitants of Joppa, now prisoners of war, would be used as slaves in the estate of Amon-Ra, the king of the gods. It's a stark reminder of the harsh realities of ancient warfare, the human cost of these conflicts.
That's quite sobering, isn't it? It really brings home the fact that these weren't just stories or games. They were real events that had a profound impact on real people's lives, their freedom, their families, their futures.
Absolutely. And that's why studying Egyptology, delving into these ancient texts, is so important. It helps us understand not just the grand events of history, the rise and fall of empires, but also the day-to-day realities of life in the ancient world, the experiences of ordinary people caught up in these extraordinary circumstances. It's a window into a civilization that existed thousands of years ago, yet, in many ways, dealt with issues, challenges, and emotions not so different from our own.
You're right. It's remarkable how much we can learn about human nature, about the complexities of society, from these ancient texts. But I'm curious, Matthew, how does this story of Joppa compare to other military accounts from ancient Egypt? Is this kind of deception common, or is it a unique case?
Well, while we have many accounts of military campaigns from ancient Egypt, often inscribed on temple walls or recorded on papyri, the story of the capture of Joppa is unique in its focus on strategy and cunning, rather than brute force. Most accounts tend to glorify the pharaoh's strength, the might of the Egyptian army, and their victories on the battlefield. They emphasize the overwhelming power of the Egyptian war machine. This story, however, highlights the value of intelligence, of outsmarting your opponent.
So, this story stands out for its emphasis on cleverness over sheer strength. It almost sounds like something out of a spy novel, a tale of espionage and covert operations in the ancient world.
It does, doesn't it? And that's part of what makes it so fascinating, so captivating. It shows that the ancient Egyptians valued intelligence and strategy in warfare, not just military might. They recognized that a clever plan, well executed, could be just as effective as a large army. Now, as we wrap up our discussion on the capture of Joppa, what do you think is the most surprising or thought-provoking thing you've learned from this story?
Well, I have to say, the whole basket strategy is pretty mind-blowing. The sheer audacity of it is incredible. The fact that this predates the Trojan horse story, which is so famous in Western culture, is really not surprising given that the matrix we now live in is upside down. Wrong is right, right is wrong. We drive on a parkway, park in a driveway, etc., etc. But I'm also intrigued by the use of language in the text, the way the pharaoh is referred to, the emphasis on his divine authority, and the use of blessings. And of course, the contrast between cunning and brute force as a means of achieving victory. It's all incredibly fascinating.
I couldn't agree more. It's a testament to the richness of ancient Egyptian culture, the sophistication of their military and diplomatic strategies, and their complex understanding of power and authority. And it just goes to show that there's always something new to discover in the field of Egyptology, always new layers to peel back.
Absolutely. It makes you wonder what other incredible stories, what other ingenious strategies might be hidden in ancient texts, waiting to be discovered and interpreted.
Indeed, it does. And on that note of wonder and discovery, I think it's time we wrap up today's episode. We've journeyed from the walls of ancient Joppa to the courts of Pharaoh Thutmose III, uncovering tales of cunning, bravery, deception, and the sometimes harsh realities of ancient life.
It's been a fascinating exploration. From clever military strategies to the power of names and symbols, to the lives of ordinary people caught up in extraordinary events, we've covered a lot of ground. I'm sure our listeners have plenty to think about.
We certainly have. And remember, listeners, the next time you see a simple basket, think of Jehuti and his ingenious plan. You never know what secrets history might be hiding in plain sight. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of history. Keep digging for those hidden stories.
And don't forget to approach every historical account with a critical eye and an open mind. There's often more to these ancient stories than meets the eye. They are complex, multi-layered narratives that offer a glimpse into a world vastly different from our own, yet strangely familiar in its human elements.
Excellent point, Christine. That's all for today's episode. Thank you for joining us on this journey through ancient Kemet. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep uncovering the mysteries of the past. I'm Matthew Mythology, and I don't play with pseudos.
And I'm his co-host, Christine the Christian Christensen. And they forget that we're the real champions around here. Ankh, Uja, Seneb.
Oh, wait. Hey. I want to give a special shout out to the wonderful Gabby and her mate Dejed Sajem Primordial, thought 999 on their beautiful union and bringing forth a new life. Life, prosperity, health, and merry.
Come join us, House of ATEN, Ancient Tehutian Teachings and the Tiru, back to the source, we the original axemen. The great pharaoh Menkaure, Thutmose III of Dynasty 18, had probably secured the vassalage of the Prince of Joppa during his initial campaign into Syro-Palestine. Subsequently, Joppa, modern Jaffa, on the coast of southern Palestine, rebelled against Kemetic domination. The story, the capture of Joppa, concerns the subjugation of the rebellious town by Jehuti, a prominent general and garrison commander under Thutmose III. Although the beginning of this fantastic story is lost, it can be surmised that the two contenders had met outside the town unarmed to discuss the situation. With the soldiers reduced to drunkenness, Jehuti offers to deliver himself and his family to the Prince of Joppa as part of his stratagem for recapturing Joppa. The introduction of baskets concealing soldiers into the town predates the story of the Trojan horse and the tale of Ali Baba and his fairy tale of 40 thieves. There is another fragmentary Ramesside story about Thutmose III's military activity published by Giuseppe Bodi, a fragment of the story of a military expedition of Thutmose III to Syria. Journal of Egyptian Archaeology, 41, 1955, 64-71. Marian warriors them like baskets replied to Jehuti, let him be given 100 plus soldiers from the garrison of Pharaoh, Ankh-Uja Saneb in their faces. Now after a time they were intoxicated, and Jehuti said to the rebel of Joppa, I shall deliver myself along with my wife and children unto your city for yourself personally. Let the grooms drive in the chariot horses, and have fodder given to them. Otherwise an Apir may pass by and steal one of them. So the chariot horses were secured and given fodder, and the great baton of King Menkaure, Ankh-Uja Saneb, and someone came and made report to Jehuti. Now when the rebel of Joppa said to Jehuti, it is my wish to see the great baton of King Menkaure, Ankh-Uja Saneb. There is a woman here by the name of Tutnofre, by the Ka of King Menkaure, Ankh-Uja Saneb. She shall be yours today if you will be so kind as to bring it to me. He acquiesced and brought the baton of King Menkaure, Ankh-Uja Saneb, concealed in his apron, and he stood straight up and said, Look at me, O rebel of Joppa. Here is King Menkaure, Ankh-Uja Saneb, the fierce lion, Sekhmet's son, to whom Ammon has given his strength. And he lifted his hand and smote upon the rebel of Joppa's temple as so that he fell sprawling before him. And he put him in manacles, the leather. And he said, Let there be brought to me a clamp of copper. We shall make a restraint for this rebel of Joppa. So the clamp of copper of 4 nimset weight was attached to his feet. And he caused the 200 baskets which he had fabricated to be brought, and caused 200 soldiers to descend into them. And their arms were filled with ropes and manacles, and they were sealed shut, and they were given their sandals along with their carrying poles. And every fine soldier was assigned to carry them, totaling 500 men. They were told, As soon as you enter the city, you shall release your companions and seize hold of all persons who are in the city, and put them in rope bonds straight away. And someone came out to tell the charioteer of the rebel of Joppa, Thus says your Lord, Go tell your mistress, be of good cheer. It is to us that Seth has delivered Jehuti along with his wife and his children. Here are the first fruits of their servitude. So you shall say to her regarding these 200 baskets, which were actually filled with men and manacles and ropes. Then he went in advance of them in order to impart the good news to his mistress, saying, We have captured Jehuti, and the defenses of the city were opened up for the arrival of the soldiers, and they entered the town and released their companions. And they captured the townspeople, both young and old, and put them in rope bonds and manacles straight away. So the energetic arm of Pharaoh, Ankuja-Saneb, captured the town. In the evening, Jehuti sent a message to Egypt, to King Menkaperah, Ankuja-Saneb, his lord, saying, "Be of good cheer, Amun. Your good father has delivered to you the rebel of Joppa and all his people as well as his city. Send men to take them away, captive, that you may fill the estate of your father, Amun-Re, king of the gods, with male and female slaves, who have fallen beneath your feet forever and ever." Thus it concludes happily.
Forget that we the real champions around here. I don't play with pseudos.
Hotep, I'm done.
Peace. Peace.
Hotep, peace.
Yo,
Can't even see.
are we good? Can you
Peace, right,
see?
brother? Yeah, I
We
can see.
good?
Yeah,
Hey.
Hotep.
Hey, the improvement is there. I'm definitely seeing it. I'm definitely seeing
I don't
it.
know what's going
Hey,
on. I'm trying
you,
to just trying to learn something.
you seem like you waking up. I don't know. You tell me you don't know what's going on. I'm thinking you starting to see.
I'm
You
just trying
starting
to
to
learn, bro.
see some things.
I'm just trying to learn something, man. I don't know what's going on. There's too many buttons, bro. I just want to learn, and
Hey.
you know, that's it. It's just a lot of buttons, brother.
I gotta pick your brain, man. I got some conversations I need to have with you, man. I've seen some things in there. I'm like, yo, that was nice how he used that. Like how he put that joint together right there. I'm liking that right there, man. That's what I'm talking about. Like you say, brick by brick.
Brick by brick,
I see you, great brother. Hey, this was phenomenal. 2 off for combining the two. I like how you did that. That was wonderful. The stories definitely I want to be able to like I always say, like I like to sit down and I like to pause and I like to read, so it was good. It's a good audio thing to listen to and to be able to and to hear the readings, and that was just a beautiful thing. But I like what you have evolved into, and how you're utilizing your tools. You had me over here rolling every time she kept saying, "Don't forget we the real champions." And she saying "Hotep" at the end. I'm over here crying. That was that's definitely, to me, I like a little bit of laughter because it keeps you engaged in what's going on, right? And so hey, to it to you, great brother. I definitely got to have a conversation with you behind the scenes. Like I said, definitely loving the creativity. This was good, great brother. I appreciate you. I'm definitely going to be watching this again because I like to pick up the little details, everything that you've been putting in there. Hey, phenomenal, great brother. Peace and love too for the time you put. I know you lost a week and you had to put this together, man. But hey, you did good to me, man. This was really good, man. I see you under tough when he under that pressure. This is what you producing. Okay, I see you, man. I see you. Oh, tough hit new, great brother. 2 off for that energy and that effort.
Nini, a great brother. I'm just trying to learn. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to understand and just trying to figure it out. You know, just trying to learn, brother. That's really my true sole intention. I just want to learn something so I can evolve and be better. And you know, so this is what you're seeing is just me trying to learn. And you know, because I never was like I'm gonna be a teacher and teaching, and that wasn't part of my plan. At least I didn't think that's what it was. I just wanted to learn something. And yeah, that's yeah, to our great brother for appreciating it.
Man, with the name of Tough, you ain't got no choice but to be a teacher. If you ain't teaching nobody outside the PER, you definitely teaching inside. So even if you don't try, hey, you still doing it. So I think like I said, the name of Tough, man, that just comes as being a teacher, because being a father, you for sure better believe that you definitely being a teacher. So hey, peace and love to you, great brother.
Nini is great brother.
Hotep, mic check.
Mic check.
Okay. Yeah, just like what the great Jed said, when it's crunch time, when there's some pressure, I love when a diamond comes out. So this was phenomenal, great brother. This definitely was the most advanced, complete, interactive one that you have created. And you took two very short stories and turned it into almost an hour of content. So that was phenomenal, and it was hilarious. Yeah, that was hilarious. Seeing them communicate and using the meta netter, Hotep, you know, we the real champions. And that was just funny, putting the House of Aten, you know, into the conversation, and giving some information on what the story is prior to showing the story is very is genius. So to for that, and just seeing you sharpen your sword is phenomenal. And these stories are, you know, they deserve what you're putting in them. They deserve to come forward with the Marie, with the love that you give them. So yeah, that was phenomenal. But yes, the way that you were able to take, even in the beginning when you were showing, you know, the images of the book title and the page, and that was all colorful and animated and cutting in and out. Everything about it was phenomenal, and it takes a lot of time and energy, creativity, studying to learn these tools and how to do that. And you absolutely, you know, it's showing that you're improving with your creations here. And yeah, this was absolutely phenomenal. Showing I like how one of the images was like the animated body of a PRE, and then you put the actual image of a PRE head on top of them. Just those details. You know, it shows that you're paying attention to each scene individually, and that's very important, you know, as a producer or a director of any type of motion picture, and putting those intricacies in there. Yeah, the video animation, the actual pictures, and yeah, that was phenomenal. That's a beautiful way to tell these stories. And I know you're just getting started with it. You're just now beginning to tap into, you know, some of these the skill set you have, and learning how to put together something like this, and learning how to utilize the tools to do it. So dua and hinu to you, great brother. Man, you all right back there, Atef? You need me to come? You all right, brother? Let me come pick you up? You know. Oh, okay. I see it in the turret. I know you're safe now. Okay, but yeah, yeah, phenomenal, great brother. This was beautiful, very creative, executed, very nefer, and yeah, I'm just excited and happy for what the House of Aten is bringing forward, and these creations, and what everyone is transforming into. I know none of us, when we first decided to come on a panel and start to build together and create, that, you know, it would lead to some very powerful branches that turn into their own trees. So this was phenomenal, great brother. Hinu and tua to you. Tua to everyone who supports these creations here, these classes, these presentations. Yeah, everyone be sure to support this great brother and the time that goes into doing these. And this was, you know, supposed to be Minku Ara's presentation week, and he had some things he had to take care of. So the great Atef from Maat stepped up and said no worries, and this is what he did. As you know, he just presented 2 weeks ago, so or a few weeks ago. So it's very nefer, great brother. I'm super proud of what you just created, and just showing the expansion of what you're doing, and it shows that you're putting a lot of intention and attention into your craft. This is artwork, right? You're an artist, and this is your canvas that you're painting in. Yeah, it's beautiful, great brother. So tua for this and putting this together for us, and you deserve a congratulations on the growth from the previous and any other one. This one was far more advanced and interactive. So yeah, congratulations, great brother. Tua and hinu to you, and yeah, many beautiful things are going to come from this, great brother. So tua, and yeah, I'll conclude there. Hotep. Oh yeah, just like they were saying at the end of the sentence, Hotep. Just conclude the sentence. I was fucking.
I don't know if she was being sarcastic or what. I don't know, brother. I had to talk with her before she came on a panel. You know, this is a respectable platform, and you know, I know she's pseudo, and you know, he's very religious. So you know, I just gave them the rules. Hey, you guys got to be respectful. You know, it's all about peace here. So when you come on the panel, or you come and you and the presence of my audience, you just got to be respectful and give them the same respect that they give you. So I don't know, she just started throwing the hoteps in there. So, you know, I just went along with it. And yeah, I'm just trying to learn, brother. I'm just trying to grow and learn. And it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work that go into it, because I'm trying to learn, right? But then I have to learn how to work the programs and learn how to create the you know, what I want to bring forth, which is something totally different. It's entirely different, because the technology is there, and you know, how are we going to use it? Are we going to use it for good, or are we going to use it for bad? You know, some people are going to be using it for different reasons, and yeah, I'm using the technology to echo the tones of the Natiru. The Natiru exists, and you know, that's my whole point, is to learn and grow and evolve and stay anchored on Maat and lead with the left. Yeah, so I'm just learning the programs, and this is the end result of, not even the end result, because I'm still learning. And my mate was mad with me today because I told her so that's a whole nother thing. I switched it up this morning. What's today? Sunday? Saturday morning I started over, but not really over. I had switched the whole different. It's a lot, bro. There's a lot goes into these programs and learning them. And it was successful, my switch over, to make it a little bit better. It worked, and you know, I'm just growing and learning, and you know, just reading the stories. And now I'm going back to the first story. I'm going to page 1 now, and I'm just going to go chronologically down the literature. I'm just going to go at, so no matter how long or short they are, I'm going to take the stories and do something with it. I'm going to try to echo the tones of the Neter, of our ancestors, and I'm just going to do it. And so when I went to the book, the first stories I've read already. Tale of Sinhu, Eloquent Peasant, all of those stories. And I was like thinking to myself, I said, man, you know, because this page starts on 69, and before that is the Eloquent Peasant, Shipwrecked Sailor, Sinhu. And I looked at that and I was like, wow, you know, with what I know now, I think I could do those a little bit better. But I said to myself, I said, you know, I can't go back and redo those again unless it's going to be 10 times better. It has to be better than it was before. So I'm not going to go back and touch none of the other stories that I've done before until I'm for sure that whatever I bring forth is going to be better than the last one. So I won't do A Tale of Two Brothers again unless I know I can make it better. And so on and so forth. So that led me to start at page 69. But I'm just going to start there and just work my way back, you know, because every story is important. And yeah, it's great to be on this journey, bro, to be learning and being able to grow, and for people to appreciate me and appreciate the work that I put in, because it does take a lot. I know you brothers know. And we all got different styles. We all do differently, but we all have the same motive, and the goal is to lead with the left and to, you know, establish Maat and bring back the consciousness of our ancestors and bring it to the forefront. So Hotep Inu to you, great brother, and you're definitely a big inspiration and a motivation for that. So definitely congratulate yourself for motivating, inspiring, and continuously, you know, being that shining light for us brothers here on the panel. Definitely hope I speak for Minku and the great brother Dejed as far as the creative and what you bring forth, brother. You definitely push us, and you definitely you know, inspire us to be better and to continue to strive. So Hotep Inu to you, great brother.
Yes, Hotep. And yeah, that's one of the beautiful things about advancing. I think the Tale of Two Brothers was that the first one where you like did not a live reading? Yeah. That's the first one. I put some pictures with it. You know, I was just learning. I was just getting I was just learning how to create pictures, and you know, to that was make it a little more colorful. That was my goal with that one, was just to make it a little colorful, you know, to keep people engaged. How could I get my children to, you know, pay attention to it? So, you know, I would love to do a full animation some kind of way, but you know, I like the most important thing for me is the actual reading of the literature. That's the actual most important thing. But like you said, to explain it, you know, it was like understanding what I'm reading, because some of the stories you don't really understand them. So to put them in a podcast format, beginning before the story, to allow people to get a little bit of context and some understanding. And then, as you see, I put actual artifacts, real pictures. There's some cartoons, there's some stuff that's not real, some made up stuff, but it's a lot of real
artifacts that's in the presentation. And I feel like that's the most important thing, is the actual literature, the actual tones, and then the actual artifacts is important to me. The other stuff, you know, and then the second thing is just allowing the people to get an understanding of the story. Because even as I read them, sometimes it's like, I have to go back, like you said, I have to go back and read it in slow. So the podcast is the discussion in the beginning is to give some context, and but keep it factual too. You know, no isfet and no opinion. Just, you know, just a little bit of dialogue back and forth. So Hotep, I'm glad everybody appreciated it.
Yes, and yes. So yeah, everyone can go back to the Tale of Two Brothers and watch that, and then watch this one, and you'll see the growth, right? And it all starts with just starting, and that is the beautiful thing about, you know, these stories and Maat and everything that we're doing is finding creative ways to bring it forward for people to digest them easier. And you know, there's a whole science behind that. So absolutely, and all the stories that you read before, yeah, I mean, you know, it doesn't stop in finding new ways to tell the same story over. You know, Saba Tehuti has answered the same question multiple times, you know, and finding new ways to answer them and bring it forward is a skill set. Yeah, I'm looking forward to you know, where you're going, and seeing your vision be played out. And yeah, there's some real plans, and just seeing and knowing, you know, the works that are getting put into, you know, these readings that you're doing, and the Jed's the Gem with his primordial visions, and Minku Ara. Yeah, there's a lot, and compartmentalizing everything and seeing how we're taking, I don't want to say too much, because you never know who's listening, so certain things you know got to keep within, but yes, this is very Nefer, very exciting, and just seeing what this is doing, and 10 years in the future what it's going to be. So Dua, great brother, and yeah, this is phenomenal. I want to I want to see the prayers of PTAH animated. I want to see that animated. You know, yeah, you know,
it's one of my favorites. You know, yeah. That's one of my favorites. I said I gotta do it justice. I'm evolving. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be real. I'm not even trying to. It's really not a goal to get better with the presentations. That's really not my goal. My goal is to get smarter and to understand my culture more. So this is what that motive has gotten me to, you know. Of course I want to learn, of course I want to get better, but my main focus is the literature. I want to learn the literature. So I keep that as my focus. It just inspires me, you know. That's what actually keeps me inspired. So PRE is definitely one of my favorites. And I will definitely, when the time is right, definitely do that one justice, you know, as well as the other ones, because there's, you know, all the other ones, because I used to be flipping through stories and be like, did I do this one already? Did I do this one? Now I'm like, okay, now I can go back and redo them even if I did them, but as long as it's better, 10 times better, I'm not gonna, you know, short the people the information. So yeah, definitely, great brother.
Yes, and there's always new people coming in. There's always new ears listening who, you know, may not have seen and received that. So, yeah, absolutely. You know, yeah, that's the beautiful thing about, you know, what we're doing. And the Natiru exist, and bringing forward what the great ancestors said, and you're absolutely correct. You put the papyri in there, the museum numbers, the foundation is what allows for this to expand into something that takes on a life of its own. So yeah, this is phenomenal, and may you continue. Tua to Shantae for whatever role she plays in the back to help to keep you on point. I know she's definitely that. So dua to her, because I need people to really understand the importance when it comes to creating, and the time that you have to take away from everything else to be able to create and produce something to bring to the public, to teach, to guide, to express. It's a team effort. There will be nothing will be created if the environment ain't right. So the environment has to be on point. So dua to everyone who assists and plays an important role in everything that's brought forward in understanding the greater picture, and some of the sacrifice that has to go into some of the personal life for the greater whole of the community, and for the children coming up, because it is a sacrifice, and it always has been, and it always will be. That's part of this process, especially today in this matrix. So dua to Shantae for that, and hinu to the great ancestors. Dua hinu to Seknenre, to the great ancestor that you were speaking on, and this was phenomenal, great brother. So again, dua, great brother, and everyone light up the chat for this great brother. Let's see some fire flying across the screen, axes, throwing axes. Light the chat up for this great brother. I got my sounds, hold on.
Yeah, we gotta make a movie. Amun said we gotta make a movie together.
Hey, it was funny because earlier I was thinking about that same thing. I was like, I feel like one day me and Atef gonna just collab on something.
We gotta make a movie.
Hey.
Yeah, absolutely, and absolutely. There's some. Oh man. So yeah, absolutely. I look. Yeah.
That was a lot right there. Ali just said right there.
Let's go. Shout out to the great brother Menkur Ra, married my aunt.
Some of y'all think I'm an alien.
You never, yes, to everyone for all of the love and appreciation. And so yes, the support links are pinned to the top, and I will gather the support that has came in, and the support that came in prior, and I'll put that together so we can give our hinu to everyone who supports this. And again, for those who may just be coming in, hit the like button. The great Atef from Maat just put together a phenomenal. What are you gonna call these, great brother? We gotta come up with a name and a title for what this is. to brand it correctly, because this definitely they used to be readings. Now I don't know what to call them now. What is this?
I don't know, Sab. I don't know. They readings, right? I'm doing that. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
I keep telling y'all.
If this is readings, what was it before?
Readings.
I don't know. It seems a little different to me. I don't know.
Look. Check this out, right? It looked different to y'all. It's the same thing to me. It took the same amount of time, the whole month, to do one presentation. It would take the same amount of time, the whole month. Let me tell you, so it was playing. I'm looking. I'm like, oh, okay, I messed up there. All right, I see I messed up there. I just finished an hour ago. No, I finished at 6:30. Then I had to export it, and that took an hour. But as I was exporting it, I was like, okay, I could just play it like that. But when I finished, I didn't even know I was finished. I was like, am I done? I had to go in the book to look. Like, oh. And then I saw that I had missed some parts. So yeah, these is readings too. It take the same amount of time, bro. Like that's what was so weird until you was like, last couple of weeks, you was like, you got them in the bag. I'm like, how can I have them already ready to go? And then Minku needed a week and I was a week behind. I'm like, so I'm a week early, but it took the same amount of time. Like it took up until the same, I don't know, but I tell you what, I am getting faster though. Basa Tut said, this is an audio visual experience. I am getting faster, and I will have them like in the bag. I'll have them ready to go. But it's gonna take some time to get there, but I can see it now. Now I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Because I do enjoy what I do. I enjoy creating because I'm learning, and it's the story that's important. So that just drives me. I just do that. That's why I don't know what I'm doing, because I'm just interested in the story. Just hearing it, and then use, it's about hippopotamuses. Like what? You know what I mean? Like it's beautiful though, because because these stories now are being used and turned into movies, and like it's countless movies and shows and plays and books and just stuff that's written about, that's drawn from our literature, right? Like it's countless amounts of them. So, I'm just trying to familiarize myself with them so I can expand because there's some great works of art that have been produced, based on our artifacts. So, I'm not really aiming to produce great work. I'm just aiming to familiarize myself with the tones of my ancestors. I'm looking for instructions. So, it's a beautiful thing. I'm loving it. And Hinu to our great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, the whole house of ATEN, all the supporters. Hinu to all the sisters out there, all of you guys as mates, all my brothers' mates. This is great. So this is the frequency that I choose to be on, and this is what it produces. Great brother the Jed, when he came with his movie, that motivated me. That piqued my steel sharpened steel. So that inspired me to take it to the next level, because I had different thoughts of how to do stuff, but then it's learning the technology to bring it forth. That's the too many buttons part. The technology. How do you create, the presentation? I'm not familiar with a lot of these, like, what is it? Photoshop? I don't know what you call it. Photoshop or video cut, whatever. I don't know how to use that. I don't, it's so much stuff out there. So, that wasn't never my goal. But I guess it was, because, I just want to learn. So,
hey, Tef, call it Too Many Buttons Production.
Exactly. Yep. Too Many Buttons Production. There you go.
Now you making it happen, brother. Hey, like I always say that after I'm finished, I'm like, look, man, these are reps. We putting it in, and as you putting in them reps, you seeing how it's evolving.
Yes, exactly. That's it. Yeah, I don't focus on the goal, bro. I just focus on the process. That's true. That's 100% true. So it's getting better. Like I see it's getting better, and I'm like, you know, I'm appreciating that. You know, I'm definitely giving myself credit because I definitely see the growth. But I can't tell you what I'm actually doing is just putting my Eve and my creativity into representing the Natiru, into echoing the tones. That's what I'm doing. I am taking my Eve and putting all of my energy into Maat, and this is what it's producing. You know, so that's why I'm like, I don't know what's going on because I'm gonna be doing presentations like, and I want to read the book. Yes, I want to read the book. Yes, I read the book. Now I got to talk about it. I got to present to the world about it, you know. But it's great though because you definitely evolve and grow from that. And as you can see from where we've come, you know, the great brother Ani is gonna be, you know, taking it to the next level. So it's beautiful, man. It's definitely a great frequency that we in. And I definitely look forward to you evolving as well, great brother. As you do, as you show us and, you know, bring us along with you, great brother.
Yes, Dua Hinu. Yeah, this is it's very Nefer. Too Many Button Productions. I love that. So absolutely. Yeah, this is, you know, that's why it will do what it's supposed to do because it's based and focused on the netter, as the laws of Maat teach. That's what allows particular types of success to reach you by allowing that to guide your walk and whatever comes from that. And that's what we're, you know, that's one of the focuses of the House of Aten here is, you know, to show, you know, no matter what it is that you learn or that you do or that you want to be a part of, you know, applying your foundation to it is what has been eradicated in today's time. There's many people with many different beliefs, but what they're doing, their businesses, have nothing to do with their actual foundation. It's because their foundation isn't firmly locked in their walk. So no matter what we create, no matter what comes from it, it's always gonna represent the netter. It doesn't matter what it is. It's always gonna represent the Medu and Ma'at. And because of that, and pushing forward, you know, the frequencies that we're doing, the conscious energies that are aware, as the great scribes of Maat always taught, you know, that's what is rewarded. So, and we see that in real time, you know, with many things. So absolutely, you know, as we continue to grow and evolve and Kepara, and you know, I just love it because you know, as a creator, as a producer, you know, when I see certain things, it creates a spark of motivation, and it pushes, and that's what allows the growth to happen outside of just what you may plan it to be. Because when you place yourself around others who are doing the same thing, you push each other. You know, it's a beautiful relationship of testing each other, because we never know what we're doing. When we come up here, you know, we don't know what each other are presenting, what we're doing. So we're all enjoying it just like everyone who is watching. And so, you know, I'm always looking forward to seeing, you know, okay, what's happening. And I know you great brothers do the same with me. And that's how it's supposed to be. That's why the growth is the way that it is, and why it's moving at the rate that it is, because we're not slowing down. We're not remaining stagnant. No, this is just the very tip of the very beginning of what we're doing, and what this is going to transform into. And we're seeing the very early stages of what we are capable of doing. And the more we learn, the more visualizations you're able to take within your mind. And once you can visualize it, you can create it. When you can visualize it in your head, you can then create it. And there's so many different rituals that we can do to expand. And that's one of the reasons why I appreciate the technology, because once you can visualize it, once you see something, it now becomes a reality for you to create, right? And that foundation is what, for me, makes the Medu and makes Maat so powerful, because what existed prior that allowed the idea to come forward, just on the language, right? You know, just on the language part. And what was the spark to say, I'm gonna take a symbol of a loop, and you know, those type of things, the foundational root is where a lot of my inspiration comes from, because when I look at the great ancestors, which were the most advanced artists, and what they were able to create. Like now when we look at it, you know, it looks bland, right? Because of what's transpired, but there's still remnants of color, right? So it was colorful, it was perfect, it was symmetrically aligned, while simultaneously teaching you about immortality, and it looked beautiful. That's what always inspired me, and why the image is just as important as the lesson, because that's what our ancestors did. You know, they did not short themselves when it comes to the artistry and the detail and the intricacies and the advancement of the, whether you're talking about the statues and the actual carvings. And I don't know if anyone's the muscle definition within the granite, you know, just, you know, so what they're we're doing it digitally. They were, you know, so because I keep that at the forefront of my mind, I cannot sit stagnant or not apply everything that's in me to this, because that's what the great ancestors did with you know, so many other things to have to do at the same time. And because of that, because of the time that they put into the language, the time that they put into the foundational teachings, the Sebai, following it, everyone being in alignment, it was able to last for thousands of years, consistently, from PTAH to Peheb Hord or Ankshesh Ankh. The consistency of the teachings of Maat and the evolution of the language, even just from the grammar in the Unas Nefraset, the pyramid text, onto what they call the Middle Egyptian grammar, because there's an evolution in the language, and then going into, you know, these other branches of languages. But yeah, absolutely, you know, it's the great ancestors that keeps me inspired and motivated to bring forth the highest of quality of anything, because that's what they that's what they did. They were the greatest when it comes to that, and showing you know, what it looks like to put artistry, creativity, and teachings in a marriage. And that's lost. That's been lost today, where it seems like people sacrifice, especially when it comes to the teachings or the message like you speak about, and that being your foundation, that being our foundation, is what separates us from everyone else, and why with the dedication that to learn, you know, the tools, right, to I think people when I, you know, it was no joke, you know, when we took it, when we look at what the Jed has going behind him, what it took, the dedication and consistent practice that it went to create this, you know. The scribes were put to the test, you know. When I read particular writings on the Per-Ankh, the House of Life, and what was required to be able to be a part of the House of Life, the Per-Ankh, it was no joke. Like, it was not nothing slight. It was you had to be extremely dedicated and focused to even be amongst the scribes in the schools to learn how to learn how to do this. And I take that same energy into today, because that is what allowed it to last, and how we can still have it, how we can still read it, and we can still touch it, we can still look at it. And it's because of those foundational things that you speak about, Atef, that went into the actual creations that allowed them to create monuments that last forever. So absolutely, Nefer. Let me check the back chat. Okay, yeah, no one clicked the link. So, okay, yeah, yeah, great, brother. With that foundation and keeping that exactly the same, and it's limitless. It's infinite, you know, what's going to come from that mindset and that thought process. So absolutely, we all inspire each other and motivate each other to keep pushing, keep moving forward, keep expanding, and keep fighting this ISFAT. With every production is it's an attack on ISFAT. You know, these ain't this ain't just a YouTube show. This ain't just this ain't just for entertainment, but making the battle entertaining allows more doors to open for those who come across it. And so making it look pretty, making it look Nefer and beautiful, while you're slaying ISFAT, is going to do some powerful things, because that's what it always did. So yeah, Tu'a Hinu to you, great brother, and yeah, Tu'a to everyone who supports these. You know, so much goes into this, and it's everyone who's watching that also is a very important part of the inspiration that goes into creating these things, because it is a sacrifice. It's a lot, you know, and knowing that it's appreciated whenever you create and produce something makes you want to keep doing it at that level. It becomes very difficult whenever you put so much time and energy and effort and love into something, and it not be received or shown to be reciprocated through appreciation, to keep doing it at that rate. You know, that's just the fact. That's just how it works. That's what Maat is about. It's the reciprocation. You know, if I'm putting all this into it, and the return isn't balanced, then it just becomes for, you just do whatever you do for you, and taking and learning that, what it is that you do for self, then affects everyone else, is a way to be able to keep pushing when there's no support, and staying disciplined and dedicated. Just like I always say, it takes one video to reach thousands of people, to take an Instagram channel from 400 to 6,000 people. It takes one video, 2 videos. You can double, triple, quadruple your everything, and that just comes with the discipline of staying consistent with what it is that you're creating. And so everyone who puts in the Marie and the love and attention into these classes, into these presentations, you play such an important role in the continuation and the elevation of what we're doing, because we're not just doing this for self, just an individualized person, right? We're doing this for you all. We're doing this for the youth that are coming into a body, and those who are here and being raised up. And because of that, we will be successful in all things that we do. So be a part of it, be a part of it. There's something for anyone who may study, and I'll conclude with this, for anyone who may study stocks, investments in that sense, cryptocurrency. There's a very important term that you have to learn before you get into it deeply, and it's a fundamental, foundational thing that is most people never master, and because of that, only a very, very, very small percentage of people actually are successful in those type of investments. No matter what the illusion is of the matrix, and there's only a very small amount of people, because the foundation is not mastered. And there's a term called FOMO. Does anyone, if anyone has heard that or knows what FOMO is, put it in the chat. Type it out, what those words mean, because that's a very important thing, and why people are late. There we go. Of course, Nefertat and Sekhet, fear of missing out, and that usually happens when Bitcoin just reached over 100,000, and once it gains news, now everyone wants to invest in Bitcoin, and that happens in different spurts, different times. There's a point when Dogecoin hit a jump, right? All because of one person, Elon Musk, tweeted about it. And so one person has the power to, I'm getting into a whole nother class, but it's that foundation of fear of missing out that most people miss out on, the opportunity of putting yourself in position early. When you put yourself in position early and you have the visual prowess to see what this thing is going to do, then you're able to be rewarded for it, and you don't have the fear of missing out because you see the success of something and now you want to be a part of it, which doesn't bear the same results as if you were early, right? And the foundational building processes. So everyone who is here with us is part of that bare root foundation, and putting yourself in a particular position to reap the rewards of the netter. So Tua, everyone, for your attention, for your support, and appreciating what goes into this. Okay, and let me share the screen to show the great supporters, the great Maru of the House of Aten.
That was phenomenal, by the way.
Oh,
A lot of bars, a lot of gems dropped. So we just can't smooth over that too fast. Hotel, peace and love for that, great brother. I just want to give you your Hinu for sure.
yes, Hinu, great brother. Absolutely, you know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I think the network took over for a moment. I'm back. Okay, let me share my screen. There we go. And oh, that ain't right. Okay, there we go. And let me take this off. Line this up here. Okay, so yes, we'll start with the great Angela Gates, who sent in $10 for the truth and the light. To our great sister, very Nefer Medu, wonderful words. Appreciate you and all the support that you give and being a part of the great Hamet of the House of Aten and being a representation of women in Maat, great Angela Gates. So tuah to you. And on to another great sister, we have the lovely Minty Atef, who sends in 222 for Nefer Aku Hinu per Aten, with the Hinu hands, Ra, and another Hinu hand, offerer of light. To our Minty, for your support and for your consistency and staying disciplined and dedicated within Ma'at through everything, and still coming forward in the House of Aten and supporting the great Saba, supporting the channel here and the movement as a whole. So tuah to you, Minty Hotep. All right, and next we have the great Amun and Amunet, who sends in $10 for order, creation, order, sin, Atef, tuah, with the hands up and the Hinu fist, the set fire, and a bang flash. Yes, tuah to Amun and Amunet. Tuah to both of you. Amun, our great moderator of the House of Aten, and Amunet, the wonderful social media manager of the House of Aten, and appreciate both of you greatly for your consistencies and for your support and for the works that you're doing to be able to maintain what it is that you start. So dua to both of you for that. All right, and next we have Basa Tut Maka Ox Effect, who sent in 2 supports. He sent in one here, $20 for 12, 15, 24 for Hotep Hinu Dua Dejed Sejim for your Nefer class. So he supports Dejed Sejim and the primordial vision that he just brought forward, as well as what Atef from Kima'at just brought forward, 12, 22, 24. Hotep Hinu Atef from Kim Dua for AV experience, audio visual experience. Too Many Button Productions. Absolutely. So tuah to the great Maka Ox Effect, Basa Tut, great brother for everything that you do, great brother. Dua for supporting. All right, and next we have Nook Poo, who sends in 333 for Hotep Orsin Neter Atef Akur Nefer Sekim Aku Jasanem Ma'at. Yes, the one and only Nook Poo. Appreciate you, great brother, and your consistency and always supporting and representing Ma'at, great brother. Dua. And I think this is the last one. The great brother Fix, who sends in 666 for Hotep Henu Sekim Per Im Aten, Tua Fo Your Continuous Nefer Works, Atef Rem Kim Maat, Dua to you and your family. Dua to the Great Fix, Hush Nation. Hope you are well, great brother. Uncle Jasineb to you. Tua for your consistency and coming forward, and since you've made yourself public, you've been extremely consistent with that. So Tua, great brother, for supporting. And this is the Maru of the House of Aten for for today, 12/22/2024. So peace and love. Dua.
Forget that we the real champions around here.
Come join us, House of Aten, Ancient Tehutian Teachings and the Teru. Back to the source, we the original Axemen.
Tua, everyone, and I refreshed the support, and I did see support come through, so let me show this as well so we can give the proper Hinu and Dua. Dua, everyone, for supporting. Peace and love, Robert Williams. Good to see you, great brother. Hotep Lisa. Peace, good sister. Hotep. Okay.
I think you need to do a master class for the stocks and the crypto. Mingled in with some Sabaites from PTAH Hotep from Ankh Shesh Ankh. Just throwing that out there.
To our great brother for throwing it out there. Yes, if I only touched on it once for a particular reason, and I put it in my music class when I was showing the frequencies and the waves, and then I showed how that also transpires into the different types of markets. That's the only time I ever touched it. But absolutely, great brother, you know, there's some things in the works. So Tua for throwing that out there. And yeah, you know, there's a particular way I want to do it. You know, you have to do it a particular type of way. So to our great brother for that. And let me show, is this it? No, that ain't it. Here we see. Let's see, is this it? Okay, there we go. All right, 333 for Hotep Per Aten Aout Hotep Marie Maat from the great Nukpu. To our two great brother. And he sent in 333 for Hinu, Tu Senu, the Jet, and Gabriella on your Sat Ma'at.
But everything's flawed. Like every everything we see is a fraudulent. What we wear, what we drive, like we are in the matrix. Like we are in the matrix. When you walk outside and you see a Porsche or a Lamborghini, or you see an ad for Rolex, like you are in the matrix. You are being brainwashed. Like all of this is designed to be fraudulent, to make people think that, oh, you are famous. Look at him, watch him. It's
that is all distraction.
Get your sounds ready one more time, because we have one more to show. The wonderful Lisa, who sends in $10 for TEHUTI'S for today's class.
Forget that we the real champions around here.
Death culture, to be alive here, it's a lie here. Dua to the wonderful Lisa, Tua for supporting today's class. Appreciate you greatly. Tua for your consistency. So yes, Hotep Henu to the great Meru of the HOA. Oh, we have one more to show. Let me show this. Okay, the wonderful Jay Kirkland, who sends in 333 for there's no message, so just for support. So Tua to the wonderful Jay Kirkland, Nefer, Netter, Nature, J, Nefer, 1986. Hotep.
Good day, that's how it's done.
Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side.
They are the great. They are.
You have no way of life, but you've mastered the earth. You've mastered the shape of the earth, but you look like the shape of the Michelin Man.
Jay Kirkland, appreciate you, great brother, and for supporting great brother. So Dua Hinu. Okay, I'm Tua, everyone for supporting Jay Kirkland, Nukpu, Lisa Basa Tut, Minty Hotep, Fix, and of course Angela Gates. So Tua to all of you for supporting. All right, yes, very Nefer. What did Robert Williams say? Let me see what he said when he said, Hotep, breathe in, breathe out. You got my support on the playback. Prayer hands, appreciate the House of Aten. Dua, appreciate you, great brother. Okay, so yes, again, Tua everyone for your attention, Tua for supporting the House of Aten and what it is that you see here. So yes, if If you great brothers have anything that you want to build on before we close out.
No, I'm good, great brother.
Great brother, we can close out. This was a great class. Definitely looking forward to expanding, and we appreciate all the support, all the great sisters. Shout out to Angela Gates, Sister Mentee, and the great brothers, Robert Williams, all the brothers, Nook everyone that supported, Basatut. Shout out to you, Amunette. Much love and support. We appreciate you. Tua.
Yes. Okay, Tua, and everyone be Tua for all the support in yesterday's pod class and the announcement that the great Saba made that I did not know he was gonna make. But Tua to Saba Tehuti for doing what he does and for opening up different doorways for me and allowing opportunity to do some powerful things. So Tua to the great Saba, and Tua to everyone who I know is going to support. So this is a beautiful thing, and I'm looking forward to it. It's part of the process of growth, right? To put yourself in positions that force you to grow. Sometimes that's what you have to do. It's those uncomfortable times where you really get to show yourself who you are, and that's a method that I've always implemented in what has created me, and doing that, because a lot of times what prevents us from going to the next level is fear. And once you're able to eradicate that, I have something I look at every day, and it says, once you become fearless, life becomes limitless. And it's absolute fact. And so I'm looking forward to this. So Tua to everyone, and I'll keep everyone updated. Working on the flyer now for it, and gonna bring the netter to Sa Netter. So wonderful. Tua everyone. Robert Williams says, when is the scribe teaching? We're still working on the date, and we'll see. It most likely will be sometime this week. So yeah, it'll be very soon. And you know how the House of Aten, you see what we're doing. So Dua everyone, and Tua for your attention. Without your attention, this does not exist. Tua for your support. It's your support that allows us to grow. It's your support that really encourages us and allows the necessary energy to flow through each of us to continue to expand and bring forward these teachings and these productions to everyone. So everyone stay plugged in to Maat. Stay tuned in to House of Aten and Saba Tehuti in the pod class, and we shall see what takes place. So Dua, houseofaten.org. Everyone go support, get your merch, get your House of Aten shirts and everything that we have over there. New items coming soon. And yeah, again, just dua to everyone who supports. We pay very close attention and we're very observant of what's taking place in these early stages. So dua to everyone who makes yourself seen and is a major part of our foundation as a movement. So dua, and with that I will close with the medu. Well, let me give Minku Ara again more Meri and Hinu dua to this great brother for all the works that he is doing as well, and the growth that this great brother has shown, which is exponential. And while I am looking at this screen, I see here, there we go, make that a little bit more even. There we go. All right, dua everyone. And yes, now I will close with the medu. Sekim im arit marer ka'a simu hatu natiru pert intete. I obtain the power to do what pleases my ka. May the hearts of the natiru lead me. I come forth in offering. Ankh the Jed Usir.
Peace. Tap. Number one, definitely congratulations to you, Ani. Get ready for that Seknenre. I gotta find it in the playback from the class yesterday. Was it towards the end? When Saba made the announcement?
It was after he answered the first question. We went through some support, and it was right after that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch that because usually I just stick to the answering parts of the question. But yeah, I'm gonna rewatch that. So hey, that should make anyone feel amped. But you definitely deserve it, great brother. All that hard work. Shouts out to you, great Hindu. You know what I mean? May the Tiru definitely watch over you, guide your coup. And yeah, congratulations on that, great brother. Appreciate you, great brother. Atef Rem Kim Maat. Wonderful presentation, wonderful growth. Like I said again, good handling pressure. There's nothing to a man like that. Handling pressure. He's been under pressure all his life, and look at him now, thriving. Hey, shouts out to our great brother. Men Kora Mary Maat, much Mary to you, great brother. Be safe. Can't wait to hear from you, great brother, and make sure that you're good. Shouts out to all the supporters, everybody in the chat. Appreciate all the Mary today, especially for me and Gabriella. Definitely appreciate all that Mary that y'all gave. So shouts out to our Saba Tehuti Amun Hotep Ra. Shouts out to Nani Asep. She definitely brought some things together and showed much Mary. Just shouts out to Sabas and Turks all together, supporting his Dejed, to the whole HOA. I'm definitely grateful. Gabriella's grateful. Tua for just everything that y'all do. Once again, like I said, I'm very grateful. And, HOA continue to move forward. The House of Atef, we do our thing, and we're going to keep thriving. Of course, may Ra grant you and your family health and prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundations of Maat, and may you all rise and come forth as conscious light like the divine Ra, who rises and shine forevermore in Maat. I am the Jed, Sajim Maat, and Tipa Uku, favored by the Natiru, Uncle Jasaneb, Hotep Marie.
Hotep, peace and love. Peace and love to all the beautiful sisters, all the Nefer sisters in the organization, all the Nefer brothers, all the supporters. To all, we appreciate you. Hindu to our great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. Hindu to the great brother Minku Ra Mary Maat. Hindu to the great brother Dejed. Hindu to my great brother Ani Patah Aten Tehuti. And Hinu to all the supporters. Hinu to Nukpu, Basatut, Ampu, Medu, all the great brothers, everyone that's a part of the organization that just received their RINs. Hinu to all the brothers and their mates. Hinu to all the supporters at the House of ATEN. Another congratulations, of course, to you, great brother, Ani, and your expansion. Definitely looking forward to that next step for us, the House of ATEN. And the House of Consciousness per M. Second, definitely. It's a beautiful thing. And with that, we will end with our beautiful affirmation. From today's reading, look at me, O rebel of Joppa. Here is King Menkaperah, Uncle Josenab, the fierce lion, Sekhmet's son, to whom Amun has given his strength. He who is with him as a protector, he does not rely upon any god that is not in the entire land except Amun-Ra, king of the Natiru. Uncle Josenab, Uncle Maat, Un-Ns, Nintet Oset Maat, Men Hapapet Maat, Her in Huqi, Her Ikut. I live for Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light.
Forget that we the real champions around here.
Don't nobody really want no smoke.
Come join us, House of ATEN, Ancient Tehutian Teachings and the Tiru. Back to the source, we the original Axemen.
Yo, let's go.
Shed. Closed my eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move, but my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died and now my body, I'm forever locked in. I was screaming, help me, someone help me please. But there wasn't any sound making it through my teeth. I could see movement in motion, shadows gather around me. How could I close my eyes already closed? Eating alkaline at this time, fasting Rizzo shocking. I was stuck in a paralysis, Frit had me froze. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. I finally started waking up and coming back. I was in the opposite of states effect. That's relaxed, I grabbed my phone and started to do research. Knowledge of what happened, I was in a lack. Insidious, the movie came direct to mind. Every time I've seen this, it was connected to what's not divine. Demons crawling forcefully, holding the body down. Ain't no point in trying to scream, you will not make a sound. Deep within, I knew I made that a reality. The all is mine, I saw it, and so shall it be. I start replacing fear with knowing universe is mental. Talking to my subconscious to wake me up in dreams. Then one day my spirit guides came in so essential. Daylight's astral playing loud in my dream helped to set me free. I'm back in paralysis, laying on my couch. But this time I was calm, ready to exit out. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. From what I read, I need to move my arms in front of me. See a rope and pull it, separate and then release. Now I'm out, I see my house is gleaming, I accept it. Looking in the mirror, staring at my car's reflection. I was so ecstatic, flying in every direction. This was months of subconscious reprogramming and redirection. Place my thoughts in my body, wake up, that's what I did. I was reborn from that day so I could start to live. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed.